Hey everyone, Pat Mitchell here, and in this free video lesson from TrickTrades, I'm going to show you how I day traded Facebook and shorted it down for 273% my money, all under a half an hour. So let's get into it. Okay, folks, so on Friday, this is a really nice trade. Facebook. Facebook's been pretty volatile lately, especially since that down gap on lowered guidance on earnings. Lower subscriber growth rate and this and that. Facebook, a lot of people they believe that the top is in on Facebook, and I don't really care what this does, up or down. I look for certain triggers to go long or short while I'm in looking for a day trade. And with Facebook here, let me blow up the chart for you. So Facebook, this was all called out live at TrickTrades.com chat. A lot of members hit this along with me. Really nice trade. And with this here, you never want to just jump in. I do have a couple strategies that I teach for basically at the opening bell. There's certain triggers that you look for, and I'm right more often than I am wrong out of the gate. It's usually a very quick trade, but with this, lately what I've been teaching is a lot of patience and just wait. The market will, it's a lot of people freak out and their heart starts racing and they got to take a trade like within that first minute. You don't have to do that. Wait 5 minutes, wait 10 minutes, wait 15 minutes. There will be a setup on these. And sure enough, on Facebook, it showed its face, it showed its cards right at the VWAP, right? Now, this first VWAP tag strategy that I have, I've shared that with you guys, and it's funny. I actually noticed last night, before I get into the video lesson here, I noticed last night that True Trading Group, the guy's a scam, a sham, I should say. I mean, he's that fake Rolex that he wears. I mean, you can spot that a mile away. For someone that actually owns a Rolex, you know the difference between a $20,000 watch and a $300 watch, and it's a straight up $300 watch, if that. And the couple video lessons ago, he's only traded penny stocks. Now all of a sudden he has this amazing new mid and large cap strategy, right? And what's his secret strategy, guys? Oh, it's the first VWAP tag, right? So the guy's ridiculous, unoriginal prick. Anyways, not to go in too much of that, but these guys, they steal people's ideas. And yeah, all this information's out there on YouTube for you. That's why I put it out there. But at least give a guy some credit. That's all I'm looking for, right? But been ripped off more times than I can count, and it just gets old. But with Facebook here in this trade, when it dumps down and it comes back up to the VWAP, the VWAP is going to let you know what's up. Okay. Now, if it starts to clear it, you're going to want to look to see what it does at highs. There's a whole bunch of different triggers and a bunch of different ways to get in. And the VWAP here, you can see these real tall wicks. The writing was on the wall that it was coming down. It was coming down. Now, how much it was going to come down, I don't know. So right here, I loaded in twice with some contracts. I bought puts, and then it comes down, comes back up, retests in here. Now, before this retest, I did peel off a few, and I will sell them just so then I lock in commissions, because options commissions depends on your platform, but they can kind of be pricey. If you're only trading a few contracts, it's no big deal, but I'm trading hundreds of contracts in a lot, so it's a fair bit. And commissions, I always want to make sure that I'm locked in, because if you don't lock in and it does go against you, it's just then the loss is just really exaggerated, right? So I like to, I always manage risk as much as possible. That's all we can do as traders. And I took some off right when it came down to support. And this was about a 30% move in the option. So it was pretty nice in itself, guys. 30-40%. I don't remember off the top of my head what the first sell was. And then it popped back up and I added back in plus a little bit more. And then this thing just, it took off, man. Once it came down to support, I took a couple off. And then this thing started going nuts. It started just really selling off. And I'll get to the options chart and you'll see just how crazy it went. So right about here, it was about 100%, and then all of a sudden it was 200 and then 275. I ended up taking it off at 273 right in this area, and it's hilarious because you'll see these assholes make these comments like, "Oh yeah, you caught the top and you caught the bottom again, man." As I pointed out in the podcast, that's my asshole voice. But it's I do this live. It's all called out live on screen share and Trick Trades. I'm letting people know when I'm getting in the majority of the time, and I'm letting people know when I get out, and that's it. Okay, I don't mess around with this. Now I peeled off the majority of my position. I held about a quarter. Now I'll hold about a quarter of the position just to see what this does on the day, because sometimes, I mean, these things will retrace and then they'll come down, break lows, and then you get a you get a crazy play. I ended up getting stopped out right in this area. I think it was right in this area. The options premium really melted down, which means it's coming down, and you get stopped out. It doesn't look like I would get stopped out here, but on the option side, you do. So options, that's why I do recommend you guys come into Trick Trades and learn how to day trade options. They're extremely simple. People make them out to be way more than what they are with all these Greeks, the theta, the delta, the gamma, all that bullshit. How do you price the option? I get that question all the time, and it's so simple. Just come to Trick Trades. It'll take me 1 second to explain how I price options. It's not complicated. It really isn't. And look, guys, so from my entry to where I covered up the majority of my position was 15 minutes. No, sorry, 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, I made 273% my money. So think about that. If you had a small $800 account, $1,000 account, okay, you could have made about 2.5 grand on $1,000 account. Do you guys understand the potential there? And that's only off of, it's not a lot of contracts. It'd be about 10 contracts or so, something like that. No, a little bit more, because they were the puts were really cheap at that time. But regardless, I mean, it's super cheap, right? So my average position is, now it depends. It depends on the setup and how confident I am. But I like to put in about 10 grand into a position, 10 to 15. Sometimes I'll go a little bit more, but it's about managing risk. And because this deals with percentage, you have to be prepared for bigger losses with the more money you put in. And I like to manage risk. So I like to keep my positions around $10,000 to $15,000. So you guys can do the math. I mean, I'm hitting these options trades for hundreds of percent. Like, man, I'm hitting it a 100% trade almost every day. Almost every day. And the members at Trick Trades, they'll tell you, yep, because I post the percentage gain off the P&L chart in chat. So I mean, you can see them all. I love trading these options the way I do because, man, I've never made so much in such a short period of time. In the past six weeks or so, I've made more money than I usually do day trading equities for the whole year. or sorry, a little bit under a whole year, it's a staggering amount. And I'm not one to really post P&Ls. I don't really give a shit about that because your P&L doesn't dictate how well you traded. And um, it really is amazing. It's amazing how much you can make off of this. It's life-changing money. That's the thing. Not to go off on a different tangent here, but man, the level of freedom you get from having money like this. And you know what, guys? I'm a firm believer. Money doesn't really mean shit. It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't, none of that. But I'll tell you what it does do. Tell you what it does do. It does give you freedom. I don't owe a single person on this planet anything. My house is paid for. My trucks are paid for. My credit cards, the only balance on the credit cards are what I use for online purchases for the month, and that gets paid off. I don't have any debt. I'm in my 30s and I don't have any debt. Okay? And it's not like I've been trading for 20 years or something like that. Been trading for 6.5 years now, right? And in that short period of time, I went from being in debt, the basic mortgage and truck payments and, credit cards and stuff like that. Not a huge amount of debt, but I had debt and always worried about whether my contract would fall through, what would happen while I was working. I had a pretty stressful job as a pressure welder because you're not allowed any mistakes. And there's so many variables. If I had one failed X-ray because they X-ray your welds, um, they would kick me down the road. Okay. Now I'm very fortunate to be extremely good at what I do, and those repairs are very few and far between. So I never got fired anytime that would happen. And that stress is gone. I have such little stress in my day-to-day life now that it really is, it's life changing. And I want you guys to know too, when it comes to these options trades, a lot of people ask me a bunch of crazy options questions. Guys, I don't know about that shit. I don't care about that shit. I don't care about all these Greeks and like, it's just even the terminology people use, like placing puts, and it's like, I don't know. It's just like all that options mumbo jumbo, man. Like, I got no time for that shit. I don't. That's not how we trade them at Trick Trades. We trade them so different. I can't even begin to tell you, guys. I can't even begin to tell you. It's so different that it would blow you away. It'll blow you away at how simplistic this option strategy really is. So, if you're really interested in learning options, learning how to day trade options, come to TrickTrades, sign up for the mentoring membership because I save the full blown strategy, and I'm at the mentor members' disposal. You can ask me anything you want, and I'll answer the questions. Um, so come use coupon code mentoring10 to get 10% off your mentoring, and come check us out. And I'll tell you what, even if let's say you can't afford, or money's a little tight, I get it, guys. Sign up for guidance. Use coupon code TRICK20 and sign up for guidance, and you'll be able to catch these trades live, even on the equity side, guys. Holy shit, man! How many points was this, right? This was about 2 points. We'll call it 2 points. 2 points in 20 minutes, guys. And here's the thing. You'll get these penny stock guys, and they'll say, oh, but these percentage gains, I can get that off a penny stock. Yeah, but here's the thing, guys. You can't get 200%, 100%, 50% gains each and every day. Every trade I place on an option side, I'm making at least anywhere between 40 and 50%. And then, usually once a day, I'm hitting it for about 80, 90, almost 100%, if not 100%. And then once a week, I usually hit something for over 100%, like in the 200s, 300s. Guys, this shit happens all the time. I can show you how to day trade these properly. It's simple. It's super simple, right? And you get these naysayers and these guys that leave these stupid comments like, "Oh, this guy's bullshit. He doesn't even know what Greeks are." I'm telling you, you don't need to know it. I don't know what they are. I know what a couple of the Greeks are, but there's a couple things you got to, but it's nothing. It's nothing. It's not what people make it out to be. These guys want to sell you their crazy options courses that cost you, 10 grand. Guys, for like the price of a cup of coffee a day, man. you can make thousands. And no, that's not bullshit. That's I'm telling you, you can. You can, you know. So come check us out, guys. I mean, the proof's in the pudding, man. I mean, how many of these YouTube videos have I made now where it's hundreds of percent? And it's don't think because I may only post one of these a month or every few weeks that's when I'm making these big trades. No, I'm doing this every day. I'm making huge trades every day off of these option strategies that I have. So come check us out. Hope you enjoyed the video lesson. Hope you learned something. Make sure to click the links above and around to the videos for playlists and other YouTube free education. Make sure to hit that, hit subscribe, and make sure to share these videos too with your trading buddies, guys. Get the word out there. Help us out. All right, guys. Adios. Later.